We are starting with new adjustments today, and the adjustments we are going to do is called accrued. So the word accrued is something new. You'll see they say accrued income, accrued expense, right? So accrued basically just means still outstanding. So let's say, for instance, I give you extra classes and I ask you 100 Rand per month, right? And by the end of the year, how much are you supposed to have paid me?
12,000.
1,200, 1,200, right? But let's say you have only paid me 1,100. Can you see that 100 Rand is accrued? It's outstanding. Okay, so if I show this in my bank account, I will only see 1,100. But in my income statement, I want to see 1,200, because this is my income for the year. I've earned 1,200. You see that? Even though I didn't receive 1,200, I earned 1,200. So my cash is 1,1, but my income is 1,2. Can you see the difference? Okay, that is why when we do the income statement, the profit I get at the bottom, that net profit, isn't equal to the balance in my bank. That net profit there at the bottom isn't equal to cash, because there's items like this that I still haven't received or I haven't paid. And can you see both can be accrued income or accrued expense? How will I know which one? If I'm working with rent income that's outstanding, it would be an accrued income. If I'm working with water and electricity that's outstanding, I'm working with accrued expense. So you can see it's not really rocket science. So, can you see that accrued makes my income or expense more? So accrued will always make the income or expense more in the income statement. Why? Because this is an income or an expense that I incurred in this financial year. Even though I haven't received or paid it, it's still part of my net profit for this financial year. Let me show it to you a little bit different. If I have a financial year, here's my financial year. It starts 1st March, it ends 28th February, and I say to you, we have paid our water and electricity up until the 31st of January, and now I tell you we still owe an amount for February. Can you see? It's still part of my financial year. Can you see? So what I have paid up to here, let's say 1,000, and what I still owe, 200, gives me the total expense of 1,200. Is everybody sharp? Okay, so now let's go look. Accrued income. I'm going to say that accrued income is an asset, because it's going to fall in my balance sheet. Remember, in your balance sheet, you've got assets. It's going to be a current asset, and it's going to fall under receivables, because this is an income that I'm still going to receive. The accrued expense is going to be a current liability. So, if you think of your balance sheet, current liabilities is payables, bank overdraft, short-term loan. Under which one would that one fall? Bless you. Payables. Can you see? So now, can you see your receivables so far, has been the debtors control, but now I will also put my accrued income. My payables was the creditors control, but now I will also add accrued expense. Okay. And when I see the word accrued, this isn't accumulated, it's accrued. Accrued means outstanding. Okay. Now, let's look at this first example. If I look here, they say extract from the pre-adjustment trial balance, meaning I haven't done my adjustments yet. Okay? And they give me water and electricity, 20,000. So I say February 28, I have a balance of 20,000. That is what I have paid so far. Ooh! What did I do wrong? I put it in the wrong account. It must go here. So, balance 20,000. So far, my expense for water and electricity is 20,000. But now they say the water and electricity account for February has not been paid yet, 1,000 rand. Now, let's just understand this. I am busy setting up. Remember that last end of the year, I have to do a pre-adjustment trial balance, adjustments, a post-adjustment trial balance, closing transfers, post-closing trial balance, income statement, balance sheet. You see, it's a lot of work. If I receive the water and electricity account today, do I have time to get up and go pay it? No. I will pay it tomorrow. But can you see what's the difference between the end of my financial year and the beginning of next year? So here's the end, 28 February. Here's the beginning, 1st of March. Can you see? It's literally 1 second. Because the end is 12 o'clock, the beginning is 1 second after 12 o'clock. You get what I'm saying? So it's not the end of the world if I don't pay my account immediately. Okay. So, but I need to add it as my expense because it's making my expense more. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So I'm going to add that 1,000 here because my real expense that I want to take to the income statement is 21,000. Not 20. I've paid 20 so far, and I'm going to pay the one tomorrow. But this year I've already used 21,000. Okay, so I'm going to call this accrued expense. And my accrued expenses is going to be credited water and electricity. Does this make sense to you? Can you see my water and electricity is now empty? And I want you to see, what do I mean when I say it's empty? It's closed off. It's now, there's nothing after this. The balance is 0. Now, this accrued expense, we know that this is what we call my adjustment. Right. Now, I want to show you something. And I want you really to concentrate. Now, if I look here, I know I now have my accrued expense on that side, 1,000, on 28 February. And I have my water and electricity this side, absolutely nothing. So, this is how my books look like now after I've done this transactions. Now I go to bed, I sleep, I come back, Nisi, and tomorrow it's my new financial year. Okay. Now, that 1,000, what am I going to do with this? So this was my adjustment, ne? This was my adjustment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reverse it. Why do I want to reverse it? Because it's actually still an outstanding expense, ne? So now I'm going to go, this was water and electricity. So now I'm going to take it March the 1st. Can you see the next day? I'm going to take it back to water and electricity. But now it's on the minus side. Ooh, this is weird. Is it weird? Can you see? This is what I call, let me highlight. This is what I call my reversal. I reverse the adjustment. And why would I do that? Because this tells me if I pay this now, I'm going to pay it 1,000. It's not part of my New Year's expense that I'm paying. So now, can you see my water and electricity is now 0? So you have to reverse it because let's say I paid 4,000. Can you see only 3,000 will be part of this year's expense. The other 1,000 that we paid was the expense for last year that I paid in this year. Okay. Must I repeat what I said?
Yes.